Hello, I'm Carl and welcome to Carl the Wordsmith. Together we gather around the final song of Faouzia's excellent debut album, Pour Moi. It's the final hurrah, being Pretty Stranger. And if you find value here, if the analysis enlightens or the conversation resonates with you, I warmly invite you to like, comment, share and subscribe. Your engagement is not merely supportive, it sustains this growing community of thoughtful listeners as well. You can also aid in growing this little corner of the internet by joining my Patreon or by becoming a YouTube channel member. There are also other methods such as YouTube Super Thanks, Buy Me a Coffee, or even PayPal. All of the links are in the description below. Now, without further bloody ado, let's dive straight into it, shall we? Okay, so Faouzia's Pretty Stranger. Let's go. That's pretty. Is that a harp?
Pretty stranger, how you been?
Gosh, I love her vocal.
Weather's getting pretty bad again. Life has been a blur, don't you agree?
Ooh.
And I don't recognize the man I see.
Nice lyrics.
Am I happy? I'm not sure.
Nice timbral
That's a
change.
question I'd rather ignore. And if you ask me, darling, I might cry. You know me and I'm not one to lie.
Interesting effect on the vocal and the end phrase. Okay. So that's something to know. This is a beautiful song to start. Okay. So in Pretty Strangers, we find ourselves immediately enveloped in the dusky velvet key of G minor. Now, that's a key that carries with it an intrinsic pensiveness that defines the key's melancholic architecture or nature. There is something exquisitely confessional about G minor. It does not rage, it reflects. It does not shatter, it simmers. And into this harmonic twilight steps Faouzia. Her vocal once again is nothing short of stellar. Smooth as poured silk, luminous yet grounded with a legato line that seems to breathe rather than merely sound. She does not so much sing the melody as much as she just inhabits it, sculpting each phrase with a painter's delicacy and a tragedienne's restraint. Then we arrive at the lyrics, and here the song's true poignancy unfurls. Pretty stranger, how you been? That's not just merely a greeting, it's an estrangement addressed to the self. Also, the mentioning of the weather turning pretty bad again is meteorology as metaphor, an external climate mirroring an interior disquiet. Life has been a blur. How devastatingly modern that sentiment feels, and the admission, I don't recognize the man I see. It strikes with quiet existential candor. And this is essentially introspection without melodrama. When she wonders, am I happy? I'm not sure. And confesses that it is a question she would rather ignore. There we witness vulnerability unvarnished, almost whispered. And that final couplet, and if you ask me, darling, I might cry. You know me and I'm not one to lie. So all of those lines carry with it a tremulous honesty that is disarming in its simplicity. There is no grand orchestral catharsis here. Instead, there is truth, and in Faouzia's hands, truth becomes music of the most affecting kind. Okay, these are very, very short songs, I've noticed. But okay, let's keep it going.
Think I'd rather die alone.
Interesting. Oh, great control. Very faint vocal flip.
Pretty stranger, close the door.
This is very pretty.
Can't remember what we're fighting for.
Ooh, nice effect with the BGVs.
Who you want me to be. And Mama has been worried about me.
The same vocal effect.
Think I'd rather die alone.
Okay, so now the song's coming to a crescendo.
Think it's time for me to go.
Nice. Ooh, great flip.
You wasn't fair.
A lot of control required in that.
Even if I'll never be the same.
Nice mixed belts. She's still singing within herself. Oh. Okay, well, overall, lovely, 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 lovely. I'm just noticing that, yeah. I confess something almost impishly personal. This may well be one of my favorite offerings from her album, and yet my sole grievance is the complaint of a lover of her art, is that I simply yearn for more of it. There is something so distilled, so exquisitely restrained about this piece that it feels like catching sight of a rare comet. It's luminous, it's fleeting, and gone before one is quite finished marveling. And what I like about it is the chorus. It has a very stark declarative tone to it. Think I'd rather die alone is not theatrical morbidity, but rather a cry of exhausted self-preservation, a recognition that solitude, however austere, may be kinder than the attrition of a love that erodes one's essence. Think it's time for me to go, she sang, I think, and it carries not melodrama, but inevitability, the quiet click of a door closing when one realizes that remaining world requires self-betrayal. Even the line, even if loving you was in vain, it's delivered without venom. It feels instead like a post-mortem of the heart, an acknowledgement that love can be sincere and still misaligned, transformative and yet self-destructive. And then that devastating intimacy of the second verse, pretty stranger, close the door. The beloved in that instance becomes alien. Familiarity has dissolved into estrangement. Can't remember what we're fighting for, she sings. That sort of speaks to the entropy of relationships, where conflict persists long after its origin has been forgotten. I'll never be who you want me to be is perhaps the most cutting line of all, because it is not accusatory. There is a painful maturity in recognizing that love cannot compel metamorphosis without mutilation. And when she adds, Mama has been worrying about me, or Mama has been worried about me, the song suddenly widens. Suddenly, we glimpse the collateral emotional world beyond the couple, the quiet concern of family, the way heartbreak just radiates outward. The repetition of the chorus then feels less like a refrain and more like a verdict. In other words, loving you has altered me irrevocably, yet I must leave to preserve what remains. It is austere, unsentimental, and all the more powerful for its restraint. Miniature tragedy sung with crystalline honesty. Look, if this exploration has added something meaningful to your day, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. that is it for now. I genuinely do delight in reading your comments and your interpretations of the song that I've just listened to. It's a first time for me, so I may have missed something. And do also consider liking, sharing, and subscribing if you haven't already. It helps this channel continue to grow in both reach and richness. And should you wish to support Carl the Wordsmith more directly, you can join my Patreon for as little as $2 per month, or you can use any of the other donation avenues in the description below. There are also options like PayPal, Super Thanks, Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube channel membership. Every gesture of support, however small or big it may be, plays a significant part in sustaining the time, care, and the scholarship poured into each video. A massive thank you to all of you once again. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, do be kind, do be gentle, do be respectful, and I'll see you lot in the next video. Take care, everyone. Cheers.